You know, you're pretty quick to sniff out an opportunity for profit.
I like to think I know my business.
Ooh, there's no doubt about that. I wonder how much more lucrative our little partnership could be if you applied that intuition to something other than bounty hunting.
I'm not opposed to a little moonlighting.
Can't afford to keep all your chips at the same table, am I right? Let me see if I can come up with something that'll play to your strengths, and I'll trust you to recognize a good opportunity when you see one.
Horn, I'm in position. What have you got for me?
Analysis of data from the custodians is coming slowly, but I believe we found a solid lead. The bulk of the samples taken recently appear to have been interred in a vault we are designating Block 44. The majority of the Imperial prisoners have likely been taken there, making it the probable destination for your target.
And the remaining samples?
Operations Groups 1 and 2 identified a separate vault as the location of the Dreadmasters. Other samples were separated as well, though the reasons are unclear. Any of them could be a potential target, but our primary objective is the Dreadmasters. It's unlikely Barrows would go unnoticed. It's your call. These are Block 44's coordinates if you decide to pursue it as a lead. If Barrows is sighted elsewhere, you'll be the first to know. Horn out.
You know, twerp.
How did you... You are good. Nobody shoot. Truce! Look, we can settle our differences, but not right here. I have to stop the Empire.
Stop them from what?
From freeing these prisoners. These monsters. Maybe you never saw the footage, but I was there when they sacked Coruscant. You know how many civilians died from the bombings alone? You helped us foil their rescue. Permanently. And I'll go quietly.
You should have made an offer earlier, Barrows.
Can't blame a guy for trying. Fan out!
You're mine now, runt! Watch this! You're gonna look good dead.
Close. So close!
I would know who you are, and how it is you came to our rescue.
I would know who you are and how you came to be in my face.
Andreas Thos, leader of Operations Group 1. You will address me as my lord. You're obviously not with the Republic. I assume the Empire was able to break through the alien filth. Have our forces been able to free the Dread Masters?
You tell me. It was your assignment.
Who are you to question me? Our groups were split up, decimated and cut off from outside reinforcement. The operation stood no chance of success. Freeing these prisoners would at least give us a fighting chance.
Save your excuses for your commander. I'm sure he'll be real interested.
You've wasted enough of my time. Finish your business and stay out of my way.
Been thinking about this since you dumped me on this rock, Zale boy. Got it all worked out how you're gonna go.
Aren't you gonna do something? You came here for me. What about your bounty?
I'm delivering Barrows in the condition he's in.
We had a deal!
Consider our prior agreement void.
Fine! Lucky I still need you.
Thanks. I don't want to know what he had in store for me.
This'll burn a little.
You've been rubbing me the wrong way since I met you, but I'll let that slide if you do me a favor. I figured joining up with you's my best shot of getting off of this rock. What you say? I'll kill for you.
Fine, but I'll be keeping you on a short leash.
Yeah, lead the way. Just get this little twerp out of my sight before I decide to crush him.
You here to take Barrows off my hands?
I noted your return. I figured it was safe to assume you were successful, given your reputation. I prepared a report of your success for Darth Tormen. I have your compensation right here.
I could use a friend in Imperial Intelligence. Keep in touch.
So long as you're sure to put in a good word for me, I'll do that. I must return to my duties. Again, a pleasure.
Los noite tama patisa. Mo guduni ompi bedwana. Ni bobo chopa uma.
Some people don't appreciate my work. When they get in my way, they get hurt. I'm a bounty hunter. I track down individuals nobody else can find.
Wa fumare do poto dwana wanki wapata ya tukaruka. Chapon kult mangisa. Chapod I kafuan chawa.
That's one way of looking at it.
Ay chupenago. Bedwana urbi kilawato banki dunko potokanoda. Tanta zuza cheska pakuta kiska tada wata. Mo kila mo klunki yat ambumpa borsuda.
The person who framed you for stealing.
Kuka de choski na wakuchusa yo makta chi pompota. Tunta zuza nerko higata loya okata uzazul. So how to pull your is Dimoto, Segoto Whoopie Whoopie.
Your digs ain't much to look at. At least it's roomy. What do you do for fun in this dump?
You're here to work. How you occupy your off time is your own problem.
Gonna be your problem real soon. On the inside, I got bored. Somebody got stabbed. Gonna keep me busy.
You break it, you buy it. Understand?
Yeah, whatever.
Everybody front and center.
You didn't mention we had a guest. Who's our large friend?
3 meters of short fuse that owes me. I suggest everyone get acquainted.
Name's Skadge.
Skadge. Okay, interesting. Call me Mako.
Tula mustaki krita nini tanu aluya wikiba.
This thing begging for a treat?
Skadge. Don't you worry, I've got it committed to memory.
So what's next?
Tormen still has a target for us to deal with.
You've been a busy girl. Too busy. You should spend more time with your loved ones before they're gone. I'm extending you an invitation. An opportunity to appreciate what you have before you lose it. But if you Mando barbarians don't care much for your POWs, it's not any loss to us. There'll be plenty of other opportunities for us to meet. If you want a chance to say goodbye, come to Hoth. We won't wait long.
Torian, we've got to save him.
Your boyfriend's gonna be just fine.
I can't lose anyone else. I just can't. So what are we gonna do?
Set a course for Hoth.
Right, let's do this.
I was starting to think we'd have to finish without you.
You've got no idea what you just got yourself into.
You don't say. Why don't you come a little closer and explain it to me?
Ambush, run!
You aren't saying anything your friend doesn't already know. You know, Grand Champion, you've got talent. The Overseers would have scouted you eventually. We could have helped you make a real mark on the galaxy. Now you'll have to settle for your gaudy title and the price on your head.
Who are you working for?
We share a name you won't recognize. Geno Harridan. We solve the Republic's problems, remove troublemakers, keep things running smoothly. Bounty hunting isn't a game, whatever the Mandalorians think. It's serious business, with serious consequences. Consequences you're about to become intimately familiar with.
Torian, you're okay. Oh, stars, am I glad you're okay.
Sorry. Shouldn't have let this happen. I owe you. Again. My turn to be bait, I guess.
You able to move out?
Definitely.
Hey, one of these creeps is still alive and kicking.
How? This should have been total overkill.
How many more of you are out there hunting me?
I don't know, I swear. Nobody does. We work independently. This is the first time I've heard of Overseers acting in tandem. I want out. I don't care how good the money is. It's not worth it.
You're begging the wrong person. Your call.
Torian, he's not worth it.
Dues paid. Finished?
You know, I was actually starting to miss you. Mako, get back and pull together some data for our next target.
Got it. Be careful, you two. Glad to see you both made it back okay. That is the last time I let you go off without a chaperone.
Looks like I'm grounded. Be back on the hunt?
We'll head out after a little R&R. I think it's deserved.
Seconded.
One of Tormen's lackeys forwarded a star chart to a system called Voss. The place isn't even on most maps yet. There's a lot of scuttlebutt about Voss's discovery on the HoloNet, but it's pretty far-fetched stuff even for spacer superstition. The astrogation computer's updated and ready to go when you are.
Been watching you work. You're an amazing shot.
You don't make it far in this business if you miss.
I've seen successful hunters who couldn't shoot to save their lives. It's nice to see a professional in action. Quite the view.
I don't need your mind or your eyes wandering.
Got it.
The Empire graciously welcomes you to Voss Orbital. Ambassador Yoran deeply regrets that he was unable to greet you personally. I've been instructed to emphasize the delicate situation you're walking into before you head for the surface. The Ambassador is concerned that your business could jeopardize the Empire's interests on Voss.
Whatever problems you've got here, I'm sure I can take care of them for the right price.
You don't understand. Every single thing we do here is scrutinized and used as leverage in negotiations. The Voss are stubbornly isolationist and abundantly aware of their own value to the Republic and the Empire. It is vital that the Empire fosters goodwill. You must remain on your best behavior.
I'll conduct myself accordingly.
It's the nature of your profession that has the Ambassador concerned. The Voss abhor discord and don't tolerate violence within their territory. You'll mix peacefully with the enemy here. The Voss revere their mystics. Deal carefully with them, or preferably not at all. Also, outsiders are barred from Vosgar proper.
Should I be taking notes?
No, those are the only specific points. Just use common sense. I will let Ambassador Yoran know to expect you. Head to his office once you've landed. Have a safe visit.
Empire stepping lightly. Smells like trouble.
Imperials only smile when they're up to something.
Or when they're nervous.
What kept you? I must have lost 3 years of my life imagining the damage you were doing here.
Darth Seravan had an offer for me. Sith get to cut in line.
He what? You didn't mention your arrangement with Darth Tormen, did you? The last thing this situation needs is two powerful lords of the Sith stamping on each other's interests.
You make it sound like Seravan has a conflict of interest.
The only conflicts are personal. You could say they don't like one another. Hate, more like. Passionately. That said, I look forward to being rid of General Redrish. That woman will be the death of me, if you aren't.
What's she doing that's causing you so much grief?
That woman's charm has stalled an entire team of my most skilled negotiators for months now. The Empire has lost a number of newly conquered worlds due to her interference, and we may well lose this one unless she's removed. Unfortunately, we're going to have to take the roundabout course, push her into the open.
The caliber of targets I deal with usually takes some groundwork to get to.
Good. Then I've got an idea where you can start. Imperial intelligence suspects that she's behind the guerrilla attacks on our forces here, but we can't prove it. I believe your best course of action would be to root out General Redrish's officers in the field and gather evidence of her involvement.
You're telling me I can't touch her, but I can shoot up her officers?
You can't touch her here. Out in the wilderness, away from prying eyes, anything could happen. I'm afraid casualty reports are all we have to go on. You'll have to search around the ambush points for signs of the enemy. Take this holo recorder. If you make any discoveries, transmit the evidence to my frequency.
If you insist, but I'll want copies for my scrapbook.
For my own sanity, I'm going to pretend you're taking this seriously.
Perimeter, report. Perimeter. Those charges prime, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant. Those charges primed yet?
Stars, that was fast. No time. Hit her with everything we've got.
What you want with that trash?
Not trash. Pay dirt.
Says you. Don't keep me waiting to get back to the murdering part.
Enough compound here to widen this hole by another kilometer.
Hawk's Nest compromised. Full retreat. Operation Cave-In underway. Final transmission. Harrier 1 out. Harrier 1 to Peregrine. The garrison at Fort Cadentha appears to be sending out patrols of Imperial troops. Flights recalled and circling. What's the situation, General? Please advise.
Peregrine. Has to be General Redrish.
Harrier 1, expect more. Yoren's convinced the Voss to allow Imperial troops to bolster Voska's defenses against the Gormak. Monitor their patrols. If they stray too far, show the Voss how ill-prepared Imperials are for Gormak attacks. Peregrine out.
Seen a lot of cons get booked on less.
I've got something for you. Transmitting now.
Now, what have we here? Oh, this is better than I could have hoped. I might even convince the Voss to hand her over for trial with this.
Don't even think about taking credit for this.
If your actions here lead to General Redrish's downfall, you'll have more than earned your due. I'll handle things from here. Return to my office and lay low until I return. Hunter, have you returned? Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, stop. I need you here immediately.
And I need you to take a deep breath, so let's start there.
I have every reason to be in hysterics. General Redrish has something up her sleeve, and whatever it is involves you. The Voss have agreed to hear the accusations I've made against General Redrish, but they've also agreed to her request to face her accuser. She named you specifically to be called to account and submit to questioning.
Definitely sounds like she's up to something.
She'll likely make a spectacle of you, but we don't have much choice. This is the Assembly Hall's location. Hurry, I don't want the Voss to think we're
I apologize
stalling.
that the Empire has decided to waste your time today.
You won't smooth things over with a smile this time. The evidence of your guilt is as plain as day.
Your holo recordings? I was really expecting you to have fabricated something a little more tangible, Ambassador. And your only witness is a known terrorist.
Never been convicted, but I'm not the one on trial here.
No, you're not. But your character is. You're a Mandalorian. Your people have made unprovoked acts of war against the Republic, and conducted genocides against entire species. Do you deny it?
Only if you deny your Jedi nearly wiped the Mandalorians out before they turned on you.
I'm not here to debate history with you. Tell us, how do you acquire this evidence of yours?
It's here. That's all that matters.
I won't stand here and listen to the Empire slander me. The Empire expects you to take the word of a hired killer, instead of a respected official who's proven her commitment to the Voss people time and again. You will remember it is I who agreed to make the pilgrimage to the Shrine of Healing to show my solidarity with the Voss.
An idle promise. My associate can just as easily agree to make this pilgrimage.
Then take the trials, outsiders. That will reveal true character. We have concluded.
You have shown us much. Safe journeys.
Hedging my questions was smart. A shame the Ambassador had to open his mouth and seal your fate. I've spent months preparing for the trials. They're going to kill you. Ambassador?
You shut her up right quickly. She wasn't expecting you to handle yourself so well. I'll requisition a little bonus for your performance. Keep it up. As to this trials business, I had to show the Voss we're willing to do anything the Republic will do. You understand?
Not exactly what I'd call a victory, Ambassador.
We rushed things, but we got her to show her hand. This pilgrimage to the Shrine of Healing might be our opportunity to strike. These trials are obviously deadly. If General Redrish were not to return from her pilgrimage, it would hardly be unexpected.
I'll make sure she has an out-of-body experience.
Just make sure it happens away from prying eyes. Fadith Kai is an influential figure at the Pilgrim camp and is not hostile to us. See if he has any insight on getting you into this Shrine of Healing.
I've been thinking it over, and I see a lot of room for improvement maximizing your profits. Take catching me, for example. Sure, you got a nice bounty from the Great Hunt, but why stop there? You just need to use a little imagination.
This have something to do with your duplicate?
Nothing slips past you, now does it? A few words in the right ears, and you could make a lot of money on poor Tiresias's remains, if you don't mind double-crossing crime lords. Offer the body, see who bites, rob them blind. Couldn't be simpler.
Are all of your schemes this blunt?
It's not the most elaborate con, but you're new at this. Besides, the scams are a lot less risky when you know you can vaporize anyone in the room.